Alright, military M63041F. Tactical manual. Section 4, Quality Assurance Provision. Responsibility for inspection, unless otherwise specified with the contract purchase order of the contractor responsible for the performance of all the inspection and requirements, examination, testing, and specified hereon. If they expect otherwise specified with the contract purchase order of the contractor may use his own or any other facility suitable with the form by the inspection required specified herein, unless other disproved. The government reserve the right to perform any of the inspections set forth in the specification, whether such inspections are deemed necessary to ensure all supplies and services conform to the prescribed requirements. Responsibility for the compliance of all items must follow the requirements of Section 3 and 5 of the inspection set forth in the inspection shall part of the contractor's overall inspection system of the quality program. In the absence of any of the inspection requirements, the specification shall not relieve the contractor of the responsibility of ensuring that all the products and supplies submitted with the government with the acceptance of complying with all the requirements of the contract, sampling of the quality conformity does not authorize submission or non-defective material any either indicated or actual, nor does it commit government to acceptance of the defective material. 4.3 Quality Assurance Provision. The contractor shall be the responsible for the quality assurance preparation of the depot maintenance work requirements IAW Mill M85337 to the extent specified by the contracting activity. 4.4 The contracting activity inspection of the depot maintenance work requirements submitted by the contractor shall be subjected to review verification by the contracting activity. 4.5 In process review, when specified by the contracting activity, the in-process review shall be performed with the representative during the preparation of the depot maintenance work requirements. The contractors will support the reviews, providing the access to depot maintenance work requirement materials and equipment of facilities and other supports as specified by the contracting activity. 4.6 Validation. The contractor shall validate the technical accuracy, adequacy of all the operating and maintenance of the procedures of the depot maintenance work requirements of the AAW ML M85337. The validation shall include complete review of the associated MACs to ensure that all the authorized depot tasks are covered in the depot maintenance work requirement. When specified by the contracting activity, the simulation of each of the task performance with the view to avoid destruction testing each of individual tasks shall be validated with the start of the completion in one session. The technical accuracy content of all the drawings, diagrams, schematics, and other material which support the task shall be validated as part of the task. The contracting activity to reserve the right to witness the validation. The contractor shall correct all error of the founding of the depot maintenance work requirements during the validation. Minor corrections made with the spot with the performance of the task continued. Numerous corrections that disrupt the performance of the task shall be considered major corrections. In this case, if any of the type of the major correction, the entire task performance shall be repeated to another type of the time after the corrections have been made of the depot maintenance requirements. 4.7 Verification. The contractor shall participate in the verification government provided with the following support required maintenance required during the verification process. Maintain the administrative copy of the depot maintenance requirement, which shall be corrected during the verification process. Assist with the current action contracting activity during the verification process. Makes necessary for the correction of the discrepancy revealed during the verification process. Provide a contracting activity with the report of the corrective action taken. Records. The contractor shall maintain quality assurance record with containing the minimum of the following information: dates of validation, task material, validated method of validation, simulation, and actual findings and applicable to remarks, action taken. Contractor activity reserve the right to examine these records of the contractor's facility. 4.9 Government furnished information. The contractor shall validate information furnished by the government along with the rest of the depot maintenance work requirement. The furnished contractor shall notify the contracting activity of the government furnished information inaccurate, inadequate, and inconsistent with the content of the depot maintenance work requirements. Alright, 5. Packaging and packing. Unless otherwise specified with the contracting activity, the packaging and packaging with the technical manual of depot maintenance work requirements associated practice shall conform with the ASTM D3951. 3951. Marking packages shall also be marked IAW Mill Standard 129 and ASTM D3951. Applicable shall include the appropriate technical manual number and publication date. Classified material. All classified material shall be safeguarded. The package are marked as required by the Department of Defense Directive 522022M. Notes. This section contains information general explanatory in nature, but helpful, but is not mandatory. Intended to use for the specification is intended to be used for the acquisition and depot maintenance work requirements. These depot maintenance work requirements are needed for the depot personnel designated for the contractor to perform the depot level of repair overall of the equipment. These requirements for the specification are normally invoked by the contract. However, then the government activities writing the depot maintenance work requirement, they show the role of the contractor and responsibility for the meeting of the requirements of the specification. 611 reliability, viability, availability, maintainability, RAM requirements. Depot maintenance work requirements may have any of the reliability, availability, maintainable table listings that pertain to measure the reliability, availability, maintainability range of the major overhaul components for the covered under the depot maintenance work requirements for the overhaul item and system reliability goals that eventually published in the depot maintenance work requirement for the mature data. The reliability, availability, maintainability required shall be prescribed maintenance of engineering, but the contracting activity shall include critical measurement of factors such as meantime failures, meantime between corrective maintenances, BTM, CM, BTA, BCM, MT, BCM, maximum time repair, MTR, availability, maintenance ratio required for the overload into item of the different from the new item of the reliability, availability portion of the table shall give it the minimum acceptance. The others, while the maintainable portion shall provide with the maximum allowable rates, availability may express with the probability versus the quantified number to see figure 16 for the example of the reliability, availability, maintainability table. Reliability, available, maintainability measured, reliability, available, maintainable requirements added. No value of the depot maintenance requirements as far as the repair overall activity is concerned. The reliability, availability, and maintainability is designed onto systems during development, maintenance, depot, and any other maintenance cannot improve on these inherent characteristics. Depot maintenance work requirement in the maintenance standard that prescribes the minimum depot maintenance is quality of the workmanship required to restore the certain percentage of the inherent reliability, available, maintainable characteristics is responsibility of the MSC and the depot maintenance work requirement prepare the activity to determine the target anticipated reliability, availability, maintainability. Objective is sent with the repair based on the repair if the targeted anticipated reliability, availability, and maintainability objectives were met. The depot and the repair activity time and the completion of the maintenance action has no weight to measure what reliability, availability, maintainability will be for the specific unit. The quality must be assessed by other measurable characteristics specified by the depot maintenance work requirements. 6.2 Acquisition requirements. Acquisition documents shall be specified with the following information: title, number, the date of the specification, issue of the Department of Defense, issue, index, the system specs and standards to be cited with the solicitation if required. Specific issue of the individual documents referenced in paragraph 2.2, the title, publication, the number of the depot maintenance requirement to be prepared. The description of the target audience and required reading grade level of the parts listing information from the MSC data file, the inapplicable distribution limitation statement, the instruction notice, export control warning notice, identification, all the required government furnished information, quality assurance provisions to be invoked to include the requirements for the deliverable data. Tailoring of the specification completed with the content, format, selection, summary, appendix A. The data requirements. Following data item and description must be issued as applicable to the contract data requirement listing, DoD Form 1423. When specification is applied on a contract in order to obtain the data, except where the DoD Forms 27475-1 exempt the requirements for the DoD Form 1423. The paragraph reference mill M85337 Navy, or data item did or data item title, data item M2194 Manual Technical Quality Assurance Program, mill DIM 2195 Manual Technical Validation Plan, DI Mill 2196 Mechanical Technical Validation Certification, DIM 2197 Mechanical Technical Evaluation Record, DIM 2198 Manual Technical Verification Manual Plan, DIM 2199 Manual Technical Verification Plan Data Cards, DIM 2200 Manual Technical Verification Sequence Control Chart, DIM 2201 Manual Technical Verification Corporation Certifications. The above Department data item divs were cleared as the date of the specification. The current issue of the Department of Defense 5010.12L Acquisition Management System Data Requirements Control List ASM AMSDL must be researched to ensure that only current clearly cleared data item divs are cited with the DoD Form 1423. Technical manual acquisition specification must be listed with the contract data requirement listed in the DoD 1423 in the order to require the technical manuals described by this specification, except for the DoD Farm Supplement 27475-1, exempt with the requirements to form DoD Form 1423 for the additional contractor guidance. See AMCP 2532 for the guide for preparation of the equipment publication contracting packages. 6.5 definition. The definition of the terms below apply with these used within the specification best commercial practices. The selection of the use of the techniques of the process, including military definable civilization specifications, standard for the purpose of eliminating non-value and added requirements, missional capabilities, safety, economics are all driving elements for this process. BCP is best commercial practices. Alright, 652 caution. Essential operating maintenance procedure practice, conditional statement, etc., which is not strictly observed that could result in damage to the destruction of the equipment and loss of mission effectiveness. 653 contracting activity, an element of the agency designated with the agency of the head of delegated with the broad authority regarding the acquisition function. Federal acquisition regulation FAR is critical safety issue as a part and assembly, sub-assembly, installation procedure, product processes with one or more critical characteristics that is not conforming with the design data quality requirements would result in the unsafe condition related to hazardous severity. Categories 1A, D, and 2AC in Military Standard 882. The safety system safety program requirements include conditions which cause the loss of the serious damage to end of the item major components, loss of the control, serious injury to death or personnel. Alright, 655 Depot. An activity of receipt with classification, storage, accounting, issue, the maintenance, procurement with the manufacturer, assemble the breach, to solve the disposal of the material, depot, maintenance, the maintenance of the form of the material, requiring with major overhaul with the complete rebuild of the parts, assembly, sub-assembly, and item with including these manufacturer with the parts, modification, testing, or reclamation as required of the depot maintenance services, the support, lower levels of the maintenance provided with the technical assistance performing that the maintenance beyond their own responsibility, depot maintenance provides stock serviceability equipment by using more extensive facility for the repair than available in lower level maintenance activities. 657. The depot maintenance work requirement. The depot maintenance work requirement, the maintenance and serviceability standard for the depot maintenance work operation that is prescribed that the scope of the work to be performed on the item of the organic depot maintenance facility of the contractor, type of the kind of the material to be used, the quality of the workmanship, also identify the repair method, the procedure, and the techniques, modification requirements, fits and tolerances, equipment performance parameters to be achieved, and the quality assurance of the discipline or other essential factors to ensure that the acceptable cost-effective product is obtained. AR 751. Federal item name. The item name that has been approved by the Defensive Logistics Service Center, or DLC, published in the Catalog Handbook, page 6. Flight safety parts. FSP. Flight safety parts are defined as part of the assembly installation procedure with one or more critical characteristics that, if not conforming to the design data for the quality requirements, that could result in serious injury or death or crew member with serious damage to the aircraft. Flight safety part program parts assembly and installation identified with the parts and flight safety part program require the special handling during the overhaul. Throughout overhaul procedure, the warning appeared to emphasize critical instruction to be filed with these warnings identified with the flight safety parts warning and then inserted whenever and wherever possible necessary. Alright, 6511 nomenclature. The combination federal item name and the modified with the precede with the colon to provide further identification. 6512 overhaul. The restoration of any item completable with the service condition with the prescribed the maintenance serviceability standards rebuilt with the restoration of any item the standard as nearly as possible original condition with the appearance of the performance and life expectancy. 6514 reliability centered maintenance means the developing an integrated maintenance program for the designer and producer to do the ultimate use of which will result in the safe, reliability, maintainable, supportable equipment, commodities, and the Army to capable of performing the support requirement missions at least the cost of the a reliable centered maintenance is a program that uses logic development to ensure that the inherent design, reliability, safety of an item is achieved while performing the least amount of the maintenance and considered cost of the total life cycle of the material. 6514 repair. The restoration of the item serviceable condition through the correction of specific failure unserviceable condition. Supply condition code A. The serviceability used without qualification used repaired or reconditioned material that is serviceable and usable to all customers without limitation or restriction that includes material with more than 6 months shelf life remaining. Warning: an operating maintenance procedure protects condition other notification that it is not strictly observed could result in injury, death to the personnel doing the task prescribed in the depot maintenance work requirement. The supplies of the person performing the procedure depot maintenance work requirement. Operation of the equipment during the depot maintenance work requirement process. Or at 6518 wear limit. The maximum accessible loss for the degradation material beyond with the item being reworked or replaced. The limit of the beyond may be or may not equal to the original manufacturing tolerance. 6.6. The subject terms keyword listing. The following terms are to be used to identify the document during the retrieval, search, the mobilization, modification, and overall pre-shop analysis and rebuild. Change it for the previous issue. The marginal notions are used with the revisions. Identify the change with respect to the previous issue due to the extent of the changes. Alright, how do you want to do this? This would be a dayable maintenance work requirement for a gun, air, defensive air, artillery, self-propelled. Its warnings. Let's read some of the warnings. All right. Warning: radiation. The equipment contains the following radioactive table list of the applicable tubes. The equipment location radiation may be present on unsealed, broken valve guide elements. High voltage. Use operation with equipment. The depth on the contact may result in personal failure. Observe safety precautions. Learn the area of the and the high voltage in each of the pieces of the equipment. Be careful not to contact the high voltage connection with the installing of the operating of this. Compress equipment in gas or air with gas. Air under pressure 3,000 psi. Air pressure is used in the operation of this equipment. Death and severe injury may result in its personal failure to observe safety precautions. First aired in artificial respiration, see Field Manual 21.1. First aid for ulcers. Toxic materials contain additives with the poisonous readily absorbed through the skin. Avoid prolonged contact with the skin. Flight safety parts. The depot maintenance work requirement contains procedure identified critical characteristics. Flight safety parts. Critical characteristics may be identified as dimension tolerance, finishing materials, assembly on inspection procedure. Flight safety material. Flight safety parts indicate a maximum allowable limit shall not be continued to issue when limits have been exceeded. These parts must be replaced. Alright, explanation of single hazards. The abstract symbol of the bug shown with the material may contain bacteria, viruses that present danger to life. Symbol of drops of liquid onto the hand show all the material caused with burn, irritation, human skin issue. The rapid expanding symbol shows the material may explode if subject to the high material source, ignition, high pressure. The symbol of the person wearing goggles shows the material will injure the eyes. The symbol of the flame shows the material can ignite and burn personnel. Symbol of the skull and crossbones show the material is poisonous and if danger to life. Symbol of three circular wedges also show the material has radioactive energy and can injure human tissue and organ. Symbol of the human figure cloud shows the vapors or the material present the danger in life of health. The hazardous material warning section gives the completion warning of the hazardous material used in the manual to help the understanding of the potential hazards of these materials. More detailed warning for these materials or explanation for the hazardous symbols files. Chromic acid, dry cleaning solvent, insulation compounds, isopropyl ethyl alcohol, grade B, and this is depot maintenance work requirements, including repair parts, special tools for a simplified test equipment, internal combustion engine, reprogrammable. I guess it goes to these. I guess it's the table 4 example of the tabulated data from paragraph 342C on page 12. You have your electrical characteristics and your such as your amps and your voltage, and also your torques per pound. Special tool list and tools equipment. You'll have your item number, your part number, your figure number, and nomenclature using application uses paragraphs. Motor mandatory replacement parts for the Taylor rotor gearboxes. Name, item description, part number, cage, and the national stock number, quantity, such as bearing spacers, bolts, and flat washers and things like that. This is an example of Appendix B, repairable special tool list. You have your item number, SMR code, SNSN, stage code, part number, description, usable code, figure 3B, quantity. Pre-shop and analyst checklist. Alright, serial number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, SNN, maintenance work order, required reason for overhaul repair, unpacking secondary items required, reviewed tags and reviewed forms, signature and the date. Your pre-shop and analyst checklist shows the table 1 pre-shop analysis checklist. Nomenclature, NSN, PNN number, serial number, evaluator date, item evaluation point, recommended maintenance action, evaluation initials, and then such as some examples are with a master switch on the check initiator black light operation, verify the following: ramp use closed, ramp door, rear door open, rear door closed, lowered, ramp closed. Also, overall inspection procedure, number, reference letter, characteristics, specification, method, and standards. So you might want to check for cracks or serviceability or shaft diameter. This one. Alright, Appendix A, references. Scope. The appendix contains a list of all the publication reference to depot maintenance requirements. AR 310-25 Dictionary U.S. Army terms. AR 702-10 the post-production testing of the Army material. DA PAM 2530 consolidation independent public publication blank forms. DA PAM 750-10 U.S. Army equipment index modification work orders. DA Form 2028, any recommended change of the DA publications, DOD Form from the 1693 engineering change of proposal, Standard Form 368 product quality and efficiency report, specification A5, specification Mill P, method of preservation, plate identification instruction, blank, marking blank, standards, Mill Standard 109-120, quality assurance terms and definition, gauge and extensions, technical manual 9214, inspection care and maintenance for the anti-friction bearings, military 10, 2920, 232, 34B, starter engine electrical assembly, Delco, Remedy, GMC. Alright, Appendix C, expandable durable items, Section 1. Alright, Appendix C, expandable and durable items, C, introduction, Section 1, introduction, scope. The appendix lists expendable supply of the materials required to overhaul the generator, assembly, the national stock number, the bill gave, and the moon provided with the overhauling activity, responsible quantity of the requisition, other quantities available to using different national stock numbers. Equivalent expandable supply of materials may be used provided with the conformity of the listed specifications. C2, the explanation of the columns, column 1, item number, the number assigned for the entries for the entry, the listing reference for the narrative instruction to identify the material using sealing compound. Item 17, Appendix C, the column 2, the national stock number, the national stock number assigned to the item using the request for the requisition of the item. Column 3, descriptive identification, federal item required for the description of the item, identifying the item, the 5-digit parenthetical numbers indicated with the government commercial entity codes. Part number, the column 4 unit of the issue, identifying the code which shows the smallest quantity of the item that can be requisitioned for the issue. Alright, this is expandable durable item list, item number, the national stock number, the compression, the unit identified. Alright, Mills M63415, Mill M6304152. For commander official, we have the director of maintenance and the colonel general staff, the chief of staff Larry D. Barchel, and some A.R.D. Hudson, and some other commanders. Reliability, availability, maintainability, shows the different system settings, ratios. Alright, a narrative maintainable table for XYZ system. The maintainable, the maintenance procedure showing the technical will follow the material maintaining data that is available. The main operative preventive maintenance time shall not exceed 15 minutes and man hours per mission. This time should not include the organizational preventive maintenance time. Maximum operative corrective maintenance shall not exceed 1 hour man hour per mission without classified with the mission failure. The ratio of the total corrective original preventive maintenance for the man hours to operating hours shall not exceed of 1/10 of an hour. The ratio of the total organization preventing maintenance for the man hours to operating the hours that shall not exceed 4/100 of an hour. The ratio of the total corrective manpower to operate the hours shall not exceed 6/100 of an hour. Mean man hours to corrective maintenance for the action shall not exceed 2.5 hours. The mean time between the corrective action shall not be less than 150 operating hours. The engine shall have 80% probability do not require replacement in 20,000 miles of the operation. The gun tube shall have 89% probability not requiring placement of 50,000 rounds of operation. The track shall have 92% probability of not requiring replacement of 5,450 miles of the operation. Alright, the A, appendix content, format, selection, summary, the depot maintenance requirement. Scope of the appendix sheet with the contracting activity specified with the operational requirement specification contract will impose the acquisition of maintenance work requirement. This appendix mandatory part of the specification and information contained here and intended for the compliance application of the appendix of the intent of the code with the reproduced, completed, and signed that become the part of the depot maintenance work requirement. Contract document summary list for the solicitation contracting application separate to contact form selection summary sheet if required for each of the acquisition specific depot maintenance work requirement. And 3, explanation for the column, the content form, selection summary, the column 1, item number of self-explanatory, column 2, requirement of the items to identify the requirement, column 3, applicable paragraph number to identify the paragraph with the requirements for the column 2 is as stated, column 4, sub-column, requirement selected with the yes, if marked with the X, if the requirement in the column 2 is required, column 4, sub-column B, required, selected no, if the marked with an X, if the requirement of the column 2 is not required, column 4, sub-column C, explanation remarks, if you for the yes or no alone, with inadequate, completely identify the requirement, the necessary additional explanation, information, may be provided in separate sheets of the paper and attached with the summary listing when completed. 10.4, tailoring requirements. Each of the requirement list within the CFSS must be marked with a yes or no, with explanation marks should be added if necessary to ensure the selected requirements are adequately identified. Additional information may be put on plain paper attached with the summary, the reference for the contract, statement of the work, other contract documents, attachments containing applicable information may be made with the explanation remark columns. The applicable document. This section is not applicable to the appendix. Our appendix contact format selection summary, equipment name, the culture, and nomenclature, item number, the requirement applicable, paragraph number, the requirement selected, yes or no, A or B, explanation requirements, style, reading grade, line drawings for engine format, pre-shop analysis, component checklist, native format, checklist, general safety precautions, general inspection procedures, overall operation flowchart, overall OIP tables, inspection tools, equipment. Appendix A, continued contact format selection summary, item requirement application paragraph, yes or no, explanation requirements, certification first article for art report, repair special tools, appendix mobilization, other appendix and glossary. The above selected requirements identify the X and the requirements selected with the columns 4B and 4A, other than an explanation provided with remarks on subcolumn 4C are mandatory with as part of the contract complete, blank, authorized signature, publication, activity, date. Alright, Appendix B, Single Hazard Icon Presentation Scope. The appendix list with the single hazard icon, which may be the use of the technical manual warning letters, each with a single with a combination list for the intent to include all the roof signal with the hazard icons. Additional icon, the definition will be added as the applicable to the document is amended with the revised. Appendix of the mandatory part of the standard for the information contained here and is intended for the compliance applicable document. The section is not applicable to the appendix definition. A pictorial representation, visual image to give it immediately recognition of the hazard. The general requirements to use the icon shall be used with a single word. The single word shall be placed with the right of the below of the icon. Add the shown figure B1 with the icon shall be placed. C, the applicable text and technical manual development icon should be included with the square rectangular box. Single word. Single icon shall appear in the outside of the box upper right hand side with the type. The side with the single word shall not be smaller than 10 point or 12 point bold face type. Is recommended see figure B1 for presentation format icon usage. Alright, 42.2 with the specified contract activity icon shall not be prepared electronic representation detailization per government provided with requirements. Detailed requirements icon, the definition of the following icon shall be used with the warnings of all the technical manuals of the government stand with their applicable unless requirements specifically excluded with the contracting activity. The single word definition shall be used with the listed as herein. Alright, biological, chemical, chirogenic, air protection, electrical wire to the hand, electrical summon running through the hand show that the shock hazard present. Explosion, eye protection, falling parts, fire, flying particles with face shield, heavy parts, foot and hand, heavy parts, heavy object, human, danger to life or limb. Heavy parts, heavy object planned against the wall, showing the heavy moving parts present to damage to life and limb. Helmet protection, hot area, laser light, moving parts, hand and fingers, arms and moving parts between rollers, poison, radiation, sharp objects, slick floor, vapor. Alright, your single word type, Loon up 2 icon hazards, 3 icon hazards, 4 icon hazards, 5 icon hazards, 6 icon hazards, 7 icon hazards, 8 icon hazards. And then it goes into an index of this manual and also your recommendation page, standard document approval page with a mailing insert.